Hello students, welcome to Legacy Academy. In today's video, we are going to discuss about again the Bangladesh army, which is making the news headline not only within the country but also in the international media. There is a lot of rumor mongering that is going on in the Bangladesh, especially after the ouster of Sheikh Hasina, and when the Bangladeshi government, the control was taken over by the interim government led by Muhammad Yunus. So, what is the rumor that we are talking about, and why Bangladesh military or army is continuously making news headline, and why so many rumors are being circulated in the media? Let us try to understand slightly in more detail. Now, to give you the present context of the topic, the Bangladesh Army Chief General Waqar-Uz-Zaman has cautioned against terrorist attack in the country. He has given a statement where he has said that there is a possibility that terrorists can target vital infrastructure and the places in the country within next month, and because of this he has called for the civilians that they should have increased vigilance against the potential attack. Before that also there was a rumor that the Bangladesh army is going to carry out a coup and take over the control of Bangladeshi government and its administration, but that claim has been dismissed and that report was published by Indian media report. So, Bangladesh army as a response has said that there was a top general who held their meeting, but that was emergency meeting, routine meeting, and had nothing to do with a possibility of a coup. So, any information pertaining to that is nothing but false and fabricated in nature. Also, in this context, the current chief of Bangladesh, or chief advisor as the post goes, he has said that Bangladesh is witnessing a festival of rumors against his administration, and this largely he has claimed is a responsibility of what we can call as the Sheikh Hasina and the political opponent. Now, before moving further and trying to understand this concept and this topic issue in more detail, I would want to bring your attention toward a new batch that we are going to start, that is on April 17th, a regular weekday batch where every day between Monday to Friday you will have two sessions, 10 am to 1 pm in the morning and 2 pm to 5 pm in the evening. Now, we will also ensure that you have a comprehensive preparation for the UPSC examination in this course, because we will be covering NCERTs to tackle your basics, then we will be going further and talking about the advanced, discussing about the advanced part of the syllabus, then we will be moving forward and we will have a comprehensive mains answer writing practice. We will also have the possibility of engaging with the personal mentor to gauge and understand where you are lacking behind in the preparation, and obviously to tackle the end stage of the examination, that is a personality test and a personal interview. We will also be providing personalized guidance to you. So, this batch is going to start on April 17th, and since we have a strict policy of 40 student maximum per batch, if you lose the opportunity of joining this batch, then the next month on the May 12th also we are going to start a new weekday batch, so you can look at that as well. Now, those of you who are preparing for the UPSC civil services examination along with the full-time job, we know that it is difficult to take time out on the weekday. So, for them we have the weekend classes that will be held every Saturday and Sunday between 10 am to 5 pm, and all the facilities that is provided to weekday students will be available to you as well. And last, those who are attempting prelims examination in this year 2025, you can further check and analyze your progress by enrolling in the free All India Prelims mock test on our platform. The platform is mentioned here, elearn.legacyis.com. You can attempt the free test and then gauge your preparation. Now, if you have any question related to admissions or test, you can give a call at the number that is being shown here, 96069 00004 or 05. Now, coming to the issue of Bangladesh, the rumor began somewhere when the statement was given by Bangladesh Army Chief Waqar-Uz-Zaman, where he has called for a meeting on Monday which was attended by the top army officials. Now, this sudden meeting of the army brass sent a message that army is going to do something big, and one possibility is that it is going to carry out a coup where it is going to take the charge of Bangladesh's government by removing the chief advisor Muhammad Yunus and his administrative officials. Now, apart from chief itself, 5 lieutenant generals, 8 major generals, commanding officers of independent brigades and officials from the army headquarters participated in this meeting, giving further credence to the rumor. Now, in this context, army has responded strictly by saying, and also it has talked about a terrorist strike, and it has said that a meeting with the US senators was held with the Bangladeshi army, and the concerns were expressed over the rising extremism in Bangladesh. Now, the army chief comment becomes very significant because you know that after the ouster of Sheikh Hasina, Bangladesh is facing what you can call as internal chaos, where there has been a growing act of vandalism, including the house of the first Prime Minister of independent Bangladesh, that is Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and attacks on minority by the Islamist or radical Islamist group. And about the coup itself, we talk about the most alarming development came after a reported meeting between the Army Chief General Waqar-Uz-Zaman and the student leaders. And this is very important development, because the meeting of the army top official itself is something that is acceptable, that is understandable, basically we can say. But the meeting between the army chief and student leaders sends a message that maybe student leaders are fed up with the current management of the country by the interim government, and they want army to be more active, more engaged, and they wanted to give support to the army's decision. However, army, again we talk about the media division of the Bangladeshi army, that is Inter Services Public this relations, ISPR. It has clearly stated that this kind of reporting, that there is a possibility of coup, is nothing but a glaring example of journalistic malpractice. Even the article that was published related to coup, it says that it lacks credible sources or any verifiable evidence, and thus it is entirely deceitful in nature, and it is nothing but an attempt at sensationalist narratives without due diligence or responsible commitment to journalistic integrity. So obviously army has clearly denied any attempt at hinting toward coup. Also, the chief advisor of Bangladesh currently, that is Muhammad Yunus, the head of the interim government, also has said that this kind of rumors are being spread in the country to mislead the people by spreading false information. And he has stated that this is because the interim government took office, there has been a festival of rumors in media and social media, and this is largely what you can call as a step, or what you can call as the actions of the opposition parties. Especially he has claimed that the Sheikh Hasina's party, Awami League, and its leader is behind them, because now this party is banned from contesting election, and that is why they are resorting to such kind of cheap tactics, so that the credibility of the present government or current government can be diminished in the or among the eyes of the people. Also, he has said that all of these are attempts to destabilize the country and to mislead the people by spreading one false information after the another. And that is the reason why you will see that Bangladesh and the internal development, the army, the military itself keeps coming in news every now and then. Now, what is the reason behind spreading of such rumors at such a fast speed? There can be different reasons behind that. The first reason we can understand is because of the statement given by the army officials themselves. Many cases they have attempted to give a indication that they are looking at the option of forming a national unity government under its oversight. So this sent a signal that army is also not very happy with the current administration, and it wants the normalcy to return as fast as possible, and that is why the army chief also has hinted that he wants the elections to be conducted as soon as possible, and then army can return back to its barrack and do its duty of ensuring national security. Plus, many of the units of Bangladeshi army were present in Dhaka, and we know Dhaka is the capital city, Dhaka is the administrative center. So, presence of Bangladeshi army units when such kind of statement is being given by Bangladeshi army general also claims or pertains to the fact that Bangladesh army might be looking at a larger role in the overall situation. And the country's army chief made a scathing attack on the political forces. They have said, or he has basically said, the country's freedom would be jeopardized if they continued their fighting and squabbling. Now, see, this kind of statement directly do not indicate that they are going to conduct a coup, but these statements basically give you what you can call as a premonition, because such a statement from army clearly is an indication that everything is not right in the country. There is a problem, that internal situation can deteriorate first, and no matter in which country you talk about, whenever a coup has taken place, most of time you have the idea before, and that is the one major reason why army has defended or justified such kind of coup, is because they have said that the internal situation is not good in the country, or there is some kind of external risk which the current administration is not what you can say qualified to tackle, and this kind of statement is basically pointing toward the same. Now, apart from this, also what we have seen recently is the escalating friction between the military government and the student movement, and that is why students movement now seem to be behind the military, and they want to use the military and want to bring change in the country. Now, deteriorating law and order situation in Bangladesh, and this is also where army chief has made a very important remark, where he has said that due to the deteriorating law and order situation in Bangladesh, people are not feeling safe anymore, especially due to the rise of violent attack or the acts of violence, and that is why there is a need to take urgent decisive action. And who can take this decisive action? Obviously, he is claiming that it is the army which can take the decisive action. So, apart from this, also elections as the government has said, is going to be held very soon. They have said either in the late 2025 or early 2026. So the elections, as elections draw closer, the country is preparing for the polls. The rumor mongering is something that is natural. That is how the Bangladeshi government looks at the entire issue. Now, when we talk about the rumor mongering and the coup, apart from that, also Bangladeshi army is making news headline because of the changes that is taking place along the border. We know that along the southern border of Bangladesh, recently Arakan army, that is a rebel group operating in the region of Myanmar, it has intensified its activity. So there is a risk that along the Bangladesh border also there can be disturbances, there can be problems. So that is also why Bangladeshi army is engaged there as well. And in that context, recently a meeting was held with the senior military officers from United States, who is also the deputy chief of the United States command of the Asia Pacific, or we can say Pacific region. So now again, all of the rumors, if we try to look at, that is coming from Bangladesh, specifically related to Bangladesh army, the most significant one is about the coup, that is there a possibility of coup or not. Now obviously we cannot say 100% with guarantee that coup is going to take place or it is not going to take place, but what we can look at the history of Bangladesh. And if you look at the history of Bangladesh since 1971, it is replete with a number or series of coups. For example, just 4 years after its independence in 1975, the first Prime Minister of Bangladesh, who is also known as Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who is also the father of the ousted Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, he was assassinated along with his entire family member in Bangladesh itself by the Ziaur Rahman, who was a military general at that time. Sheikh Hasina and her sister, their life was spared because at that time they were not in Bangladesh, they were outside the country. So 2 more coups took place in the same year, and then it ended with General Ziaur Rahman seizing power in the November. So General Ziaur Rahman was the first one who orchestrated a coup in independent Bangladesh. Then just 6 years later in 1981, Ziaur Rahman himself was assassinated by a small group of army officers in another coup. And again few years later, Abdus Sattar, he was ousted in a bloodless military coup that was led by Hussein Muhammad Irsal. So by looking at the history, if a coup indeed occurs in Bangladesh, we should not be surprised, especially because of the chaos and the internal problems and the violent situation that is prevailing there. Now obviously, if you talk about the way forward, the Muhammad Yunus is trying to paint a good picture and clear picture, and he has stated that all this people should not believe in. You know that who is behind it and why, again indirectly pointing to the Awami League. We have sought the cooperation of United Nations to prevent the propagation of these rumors and false theory, and it also has stated that Secretary General of UN has assured us of his cooperation in dealing with rumor mongering. So again, this is a very volatile situation. Continuously every day something new is happening. So we have to wait and watch and then see how exactly situation unfolds in coming few weeks or months. So that is all about this particular video. If you like the video, please hit the like button, share it with fellow aspirants, as well as subscribe to our channel for more such content. Thank you very much.